Welcome to Coco's Corner. I'm the huge one, Dave Coco from Kocosports.com, KOCOsports.com, where it's okay to be a passionate fan, where the world comes to kick ass, and you're home for combat sports. This is this week's TNA Impact Wrestling review, and as always, we ask you in the comments what you thought of this Impact. And I think people that actually watch the show, I think it's going to be all over the place. So put down in the comments below if you thought this was a win, loss, or tie. Me personally, I'm bouncing all over the place. When you bounce all over the place, I'm just going to go with a tie. Some things were absolutely horrible. Some things moved the stories along. Some things were interesting. I think this is one of those shows, if you read the spoilers, you would probably have thought this was a better show than it actually was. This is a perfect show to review because it had some good, it had some bad, and had some ugly, and just shit didn't make sense. They go through the opening with MVP, corruption, they're really selling this. I think one thing with TNA is they're doing a good job going into this pay-per-view telling the MVP story. It just seems like it's gone on 2-3 weeks too long. One good thing about Impact that they haven't done in a while, Lockdown was the last one they did this where the shows going up to the pay-per-view really made you interested in the pay-per-view. Just the timing seems a bit off. I didn't look forward to this week's Impact, as a fan before I watched it, and I don't look forward to next week's Impact. I'm just like, all right, get to Dallas, get to New York. It just seems like that's what it is for me as a fan watching this. I don't know if everyone agrees with that. But yeah, so MVP storyline continues on. They're looking for Samoa Joe. I really like how Kenny King and Bobby Lashley are helping. I really like this this little stable here and how they're bullying people. But they just cut right to Samoa Joe, take two. They just cut to Samoa Joe walking out. I think they should have maybe had a match before, but that's just nitpicking stuff. Samoa Joe challenges him to a three-way match. Now, this is one of the good things that happened on Impact. Maybe last week or 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, I said, wow, they have too many heels, not enough faces. Well, with Samoa Joe returning, Bully Ray doing whatever the fuck Bully Ray does, maybe we'll talk about him in house shows later. Eric Young, Austin Aries, with these guys returning and coming as a team, you're like, oh, okay, that answers that questions. Austin Aries, MVP, books really great matches on paper, but they don't pan out because of just really over-the-top storylines. And the first one he does is MVP versus Samoa Joe. Time out. I messed that up. -10 for me. It was Samoa Joe versus Austin Aries in a contract versus contract signing. And this is just awesome. This is an awesome match. This is a match I would pay for. This is a match that, ended Samoa Joe's undefeated streak at TNA. It's the guy who beat him for the Ring of Honor title after that long, long title run. So the Austin Aries versus Samoa Joe match, I would pay for, but you just know storylines are going to fuck it up. And the contract versus contract thing was there. So I found it to be pretty interesting. It's a good opening segment. It's got its good guys. One thing is, when I used to run shows, and when you ran a show in a new building, and you don't have national television, Impact has national television, still can't draw. We'll get to their house shows. But when you run, you don't have national television, and you run a new building, the one thing as a booker / promoter you have to worry about is you have to make it clear to new fans who the good guys and bad guys are. And TNA did a great job of that in that promo, so I thought that was big. Next was Bram versus Willow. I hate this fucking storyline with all my fucking heart. Pre-warning, I don't like Jeff Hardy at all, so Willow, Jeff Hardy, who gives a shit, don't care. This Bram character, he might have talent, but the one I see is just you're destroying Magnus. Magnus is one of the most improved wrestlers of all time, and you're trying to make him a hardcore storyline bullshit. And I know Magnus, he went on to fucking UK, like, oh, the internet fans, fucking blah, 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 blah. Listen, asshole, you have talent. We want you to be used correctly. Oh, I'm sorry. Are we fucking treating you like an asshole? Is that unfair, Magnus? fucking believable. Fucking TNA. But yeah, I just don't like this matchup, feud, storyline. Because to me, Willow is just literally collecting a paycheck at this point in his career. Graham hasn't done fucking anything to impress me except act fucking very angry. We have enough of those. Generic guys who act angry, yeah, we're good. We got enough. Matter of fact, we're overstocked. I feel like it's like TNA was a toy aisle. We have 8,000 Bram action figures. We got it. Generic guy, angry. Move along. And then just Magnus is getting fucking... He was the champion. He was the champion. He was a great champion. Heel and just improved so much. I mean, at one time I thought Magnus was the drizzling shits when he first came out. I got to watch his first match on a TNA pay-per-view live in the arena, and it was just garbage. And he improved so much. And, you know, it's just sad where his career is going. But no, that's the internet's fault. That's the internet. Fucking unbelievable. People will blame anything on the internet in wrestling. I just hope Magnus gets out of this storyline, or at least it takes a turn to be interesting. You know, you used to be a great wrestler, but now I'm going to bully you, and you can be a hardcore... Fuck. That doesn't make any fucking sense. I did not enjoy it one bit, and the worst part is Magnus, the man who fucking hates the internet, is going to fucking become basically what the fuck we hate. You know, it's like, I think, you know what, when he did an interview, I think he was actually jealous that the internet wasn't mad at him. He's like, you know what, I'm going to do an interview where I say fuck the internet and then become everything the internet hates. Good job, Magnus. Good job. Then you had another fucking dream match, which is just bad booking. You have Eddie Edwards versus Davey Richards. Okay, they have to fucking fight each other, or there's a fucking title, blah, 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 blah. Bad fucking booking. You might see this. Like, I always say this. I'm like, oh, man, this is an indie wrestling storyline. Nah, that's not fair to indie wrestling storylines. This is a TNA storyline. When you go to an indie event and you see something bad, or an indie event that outdraws house shows, dude, come on. And then Kenny King, I love Kenny King. I love the American Wolves. If you told me, like, hey, like, I'll even fall for it. Like, I'm one of those guys. I could see this as being like that practical joke you fall for over and over again. You're like, hey, there's a pizza with your name on it. And just put your hand in the box and you hit a mousetrap. You're like, ah! No, seriously, this time there's a piece of pizza in there. And you put your hand in there. Nope, still a mousetrap. This was... I would fall for this match every day of the week and be heartbroken. You got like, oh, you got Eddie Edwards versus Davey Richards with Kenny King ringside. I'll be like, yes, I'd like to buy a ticket to that. Oh my God, that's horrible. Like, I'm sure if you told me go watch Impact again, I would convince myself this was a good idea. Like, dude, it's Eddie Edwards versus Davey Richards on paper with Kenny King ringside. How can it be bad? Son of a bitch, it's a mousetrap, not a pizza. Yeah, it's just bad booking. This is bad on the indie level. This is bad at a local... it's just bad. It's not good. Kenny King talking shit. It just completely ruining pro wrestling, the image, the whole thing. I understand you want to get the Wolves in a storyline. I understand Kenny King's supposed to be a badass. But I have no idea how you can make something with so many great ingredients taste like shit. I have no idea. I have no idea how you can make this bad. Matter of fact, if someone came to me and said, Eddie Edwards versus Davey Richards, Kenny King ringside, make it bad. I'm going to go, you know what, Impact? Congratulations. You are better at me than booking the worst-case scenarios. I couldn't think of a worst-case scenario. But at least at the end, when Kenny King's running his mouth, the Wolves just fucking double-team him, beat him up. But this was... Man, you know, it's like going on a blind date with your high school sweetheart and then just realizing she's as fat as you. Yeah, you just don't want that. You just don't want that. Oh, fuck. Alright, and then, fuck, the circus freak crowds. They have Robbie E. is afraid of clowns, and that's it. I'm just done. Yeah, listen. It's not good. End of review of that segment. Then you have contract versus contract, Samoa Joe versus Austin Aries. this wasn't as pathetic as the American Wolves match, but it's still, you had 2 dream matches on one show. 2 matches that could steal the fucking crown at any event. 2 matches that could steal the show, and you fucking ruined them with bad storytelling. You better deliver on this fucking pay-per-view Impact. You fucking better deliver. You had contract versus contract, Samoa Joe versus Austin Aries. It goes to a no contest. I don't understand the storyline. MVP's like, I want to fire you, I'm in charge. Dixie Carter's like, I'm in charge, I want to fire you. And they're like, we all, like Dixie and, it's just bad. It's just bad. Alright, it happens. The match happened. It wasn't as bad as the American Wolves going at it. They actually tried, but then, you know, the champion came down and said to the ref, hey, don't do this. And then Bully Ray came down and punched him in the head, and it was like, that's what happens. That's it. Yeah. Just on paper, this looks so much better, bro. If you read the spoilers, you had a way better experience than me. Then you had, son of a bitch. You have, you know what? I just want to apologize to the human race. At one time, I thought this guy had talent. At one time, I thought this guy was going to be a future star. At one time, I thought he could carry Impact. I thought he could have a longer title run. I thought he could be a star in WWE. I'm wrong. I was wrong. I was wrong. Mr. Anderson, a.k.a. Cowboy Ken, is pretending to be a drunk cowboy to have a feud with James Storm in Dallas, and it was just bad. Just fucking bad. I don't know about you, but I don't drink that much. I used to when I was younger, but I don't drink that much. But dude, there's nothing more fucking annoying than someone acting like they're drunk. I just find it to be fucking annoying. I don't know why. In Tokyo, Japan, a lot of fucking foreigners do this bullshit. They're like, oh, let's pretend we're drunk. No, get fucking drunk or shut the fuck up. It's just fucking annoying. It's not fucking funny. It's just not good. I don't give a shit about this match. Pure garbage. So, Mr. Anderson tries to do comedy where he dresses up as a cowboy, pretends to be drunk. It's as annoying as it sounds. And then Cowboy James Storm comes out, super kicks him, and says, we're going to have a battle at Dallas. That's it. Then you have the Knockouts Championship match, Madison Rayne versus Angelina Love with Velvet Sky. And Love wins, and Angelina Love wins, and, you know, she told her lesbian friend not to come to ringside. The lesbian friend listened, and boom, she lost through shenanigans and distractions and all that. I know they're building up for a pay-per-view, but like I said, look at this. Look at this fucking card on paper. If you read the spoilers, you are so much better than anyone who watched this show. I'm just going to recap the matches we've had so far, alright? Let's see. Yeah, the American Wolves battle each other. Fuck that Willow match. That's not even good on paper. Yeah, the American Wolves battle each other. You had Samoa Joe versus Austin Aries. Alright, bam. Then you have a Knockouts match. Madison Rayne versus Angelina Love. You fucking tell me to pay $10 for that pay-per-view. I'd pay $10 for that fucking pay-per-view. This is what the fuck you deliver? I just... Man, you better fucking deliver in Dallas and New York, TNA. You just fucking better. You ain't... Alright, and... We'll just fast forward. The main event was First Blood, 8-man tag match. You had EC3, MVP, Kenny King, and Bobby Lashley versus Austin Aries, Samoa Joe, Bully Ray, and world champion Eric Young. Before the segment, MVP, Kenny King, Bobby Lashley were kind of making fun of EC3. EC3 said he was undefeated. It was a pretty decent match, you know. It didn't seem like anyone was trying too hard, but then again, they weren't mailing it in. It was subpar. And Bully Ray pulls out a chain, hits EC3. EC3 bleeds. The Three Amigos, MVP and his pals, head towards the back, saying they're not bleeding. EC3 bleeds on the canvas, and then they go in the back, and I'm really thinking this might be a loss. On paper, this is great. The athletes are great. The booking, not so much. But then again, maybe they'll deliver on a pay-per-view. Maybe they'll deliver on a pay-per-view. But anyway, MVP and his three amigos, the Three Musketeers, are beating the hell out of EC3. And Dixie Carter comes by and tells them to stop. EC3 runs away all bloody, and Dixie Carter says there's going to be war between her and MVP. So I guess heel versus heel. Yeah, that always works out great. Or is Dixie trying? I don't know. I guess you got to get Dixie on the show somehow, but I don't understand what possibilities they could do with this. So it'd be kind of interesting. Maybe Dixie cost MVP his title shot at the pay-per-view. Who fucking knows? Who really cares? Just fucking deliver. And not speaking of not delivering, there's pictures of the house shows of Impact Wrestling going around right now. Dude, no one is there. I used to run a company called ACW. We outdrew all those shows. There's ACW, which I ran. Now someone else is running. They outdrew Impact. Dude, Impact, just go and look at the live event. You need to get out of doing house shows. You need to get smaller, get big. Do not follow WWE to your bankruptcy. All right, let's see. TNA first. Simple, better wrestling. Get rid of WWE guys, overpaid guys. I like Bully Ray. There's no way Bully Ray should be there. Not AJ Styles, Daniels, and Kazarian. Jeff Hardy should be gone. Christy Hemme should be gone. They're not helping you. They're not helping you draw. And Bully Ray's even doing a bad storyline on Twitter that's going to keep people away from New York. All right, so let's break this down. You're running house shows. You're not drawing. Cancel the fucking house shows. You're not making profit on them, okay? Then I can make your shows better, but simpler. NXT is a simple formula, and everyone loves it. You make it a more simple formula. Get out of the pay-per-view business and just, I don't know, you're spreading yourself so thin and you're not being good at anything. You have to decide what you're going to be good at, because you having national television and not being able to draw people at all these events is beyond embarrassing. It's beyond embarrassing. I mean, let's just say let's defend Dixie Carter here for a second. Let's just pretend her lies are true. Let's say the stadium paid and they made a profit. Let's say just because no one showed up to the live thing doesn't mean they're losing money. Let's live in that fantasy world. It's 99.9% bullshit. But let's live in that fantasy world. You're not fucking embarrassed. You're on national television and you can't outdraw a local fucking indie fed in Newport Richie? Yeah, you're out of your fucking mind. You're out of your mind. There has to be a point where pride and ego gets it. And you have to be good at one thing, not be bad at 800, okay? You're running a national company. You got to turn profit. So get rid of your house shows. Bully Ray is doing a storyline, a shoot Fabe storyline on Twitter that's saying, hey, I couldn't work Tommy Dreamer's event, so let's get revenge and come to the event on TNA. And then if the fans believe that any of that is true, or if it is true, why would they give TNA your money? Like, oh, I want to go see Bully Ray at the House of Hardcore. Oh, Dixie Carter won't let fucking Bully Ray fight at House of Hardcore. House of Hardcore, by the way, 2,000 fans. Impact? Go look at the pictures. So House of Hardcore has 2,000 fans. They're probably going to make profit that night. They get fucked by Dixie, and then your storyline or your defense or this is Bully Ray saying, oh, let Dixie have it. And it's so funny because like people are like, oh, well, why even bother giving Dixie Carter the money? Why bother watching Impact? And Bully Ray's like, whoa, wait a second, guys. You're not getting the point. Give Dixie Carter your money to watch me throw her through a table. Get it? No. How about we just don't watch at all? It's just a bad. I don't know. I always wonder, like, there's a little conspiracy theorist in me. It's a wrestling theory that Vince just pays these people to make such horrible decisions. So yeah, hopefully next week is better. Hopefully the pay-per-view is good. On paper this looked amazing, but it was, I don't want to say it was horrible. It was something great on paper made average. That's what it was. I mean, it's just completely sad. Anyway, so yeah, go to Kocosports.com, KOCOsports.com. Oh, one more thing I want to talk about is the Samuel Shaw storyline. Yeah, the one last thing I want to talk about. Sorry about that. Just had a good thing. All right, give me 5 seconds. I gotta go kick some ass. Boop, boop. Sorry about that. I have more kids running around my damn house than Impact has fans at their live events. But yeah, the Samuel Shaw thing. I like Gunner because I Semper Fi 0331. I'm rooting for him. Samuel Shaw's a Florida guy, and a lot of this I find interesting, and I'm like, wow, it's something different. I wonder where it's going. It's intriguing, but at the same time, I'm really worried because they don't really deliver on their storyline. So one thing I have to say, I guess, is in the middle. I'm kind of intrigued of where the Samuel Saul storyline's going. Is it a bit over the top, a bit cheesy? Yeah, but I'm still interested in where it's going. So I guess that's a somewhat benefit of Impact. I am looking forward to see what they do at the pay-per-view, so that's a good thing. But man, get out of the house show business. Anyway, hey, check out Kocosports.com, KOCOsports.com. It's your home for combat sports, where the world goes to kick ass and where you can be a passionate fan. I hope to have a SmackDown review and maybe a Stump the Idiot or a Fave 5 coming soon. And also buy internet infantry shirts at Kocosports.com. Okay, I probably have 8 more million things to plug, but I have to go out and do stuff. So just go to Kocosports.com and click on everything. Just join it. Like, pretend it's a religion. Be like, oh, my new religion is Coco Sports. Anyway, thank you, and see you soon. With that, I am over. Bum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, bum.